let's rank the rookies as well. I got one more list for you guys before we get out of here. Ranking the rookies of 2025 so far. What are the expectations? What do I think of each one of these drivers? We're going 5-1. We're starting at the bottom, and this might be a little less predictable, at least at this spot, but I got Franco Colapinto from Alpine. Look, he's arguably the most disappointing rookie of this season. Sorry to the Argentinians. I put out a video from this past podcast, and you guys have been trying to light me up in the comments. I'm not backing down from it. This is not out of spite. This is just my God's honest opinion. Watch the sport. I call it how I see it. I don't need 10 years of Formula One experience to tell you that a guy with 0 points, has not hit the points once, is not the best rookie in this class, who is he's far below expectations. He just is. Far below expectations. Oh, he was thrown in midseason. Well, the expectation was he was going to be better than Jack Doohan, and neither of them have points so far. The most disappointing rookie this season, arguably, you could debate if Liam Lawson's a rookie, but Liam Lawson's been finding the points for V-Carb at the very least. So, sorry, not sorry, Argentinian fans. Colapinto has not hit the points once in any format, while the car's performance down the midfield and all the way to P10, the parity is so much more evident this year. I understand that Alpine are at the bottom of the standings, so you could say, oh, well, the car isn't very good. But Pierre Gasly's been finding the points. Oh, Pierre Gasly's a vet. But last year, Franco Colapinto and Williams was finding the points alongside Alex Albon, who this year has been dominant. So what's the problem? He's outperformed Gasly, I think, just one time at the Hungarian Grand Prix this past weekend, at least as far as qualifying is concerned, the only time he's done that. But he hasn't shown any promise that we saw out of him from Williams. And it sucks because this time last year, heck, 6 months ago, there were conversations about Red Bull being interested in him filling in a void that might have been left behind by Sergio Perez. How quickly the tides turn. How quickly things change. And if Red Bull had made that decision, I don't think he'd be much better off. Just being completely honest. This is not me going on hater watch just because the guy crashes the car a lot. Hell, he crashed the car during a Pirelli tire test for next year at the Hungaroring. No race format, just bend it. Just saying. What more can he do to maybe improve his standings by the end of the year? I think he needs to gain confidence. At the very least, find your way into the points. That would be a huge, huge, huge help. Gasly's done it multiple times this season. I think if you're Franco Colapinto, you have to find your way to the points too. Only rookie driver, again, not named Jack Doohan, who hasn't scored. Only 2 drivers this season who have not scored are Jack Doohan and Franco Colapinto. Moving to number 4. I got Ollie Bearman. And the Haas, standout moment in China to earn a P8 finish, followed by back-to-back P10s in Japan and Bahrain, showed Ollie Bearman off to a hot start in the Haas. Since then, he's been a regular P11 between Canada and Belgium, added 2 points in the sprint at Spa, by the way, driving smoothly and consistently. And you could argue, you could put him at 3. This is a really close field, at least in my opinion, between 3 and 4. Very, very, very close. He's been very consistent. I think that Ollie has been a calmer, more consistent driver. The question is, he's had a couple of DNFs, Miami, Hungary. Hungary, definitely not his fault. But what more can Ollie Bearman do? I think the breaking the glass ceiling of getting into the points a little more consistently in a car that has shown that it can land in the points is probably the biggest thing he can do, is just landing and accruing more championship points for Haas, getting some more constructor points, getting some more World Drivers' Championship points, just to move yourself up the order a bit. He's right there. I think he just needs to find a way into the points more regularly, and things will work itself out. But Ollie Bearman has been, in my opinion at least, pretty fantastic. I like what he's been doing. I'm a fan of what Ollie Bearman's been doing. I think he's much, much, much further ahead of Franco Colapinto. So it's not to say that these guys are neck and neck. I think between him and number 3 on my list, a lot closer. So Ollie Bearman's been really good this year. He was really good in F2 last year. We understood that he was talented. He scored points in a Ferrari. He was a little more ready and built for this moment. Hell, he even scored points last year when he was filling in for, I think it was Kevin Magnussen, who missed the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Ollie Bearman's been pretty solid. I think I might have expected a little bit more from him, considering he did have a few more F1 races under his belt walking into this season. But by all means, he's been pretty damn good. Number 3 on the list, Gabriel Bortoleto. Look, while off to a slow start, Bortoleto looks like he's finally come to grips with the F1 world, and he has banged in some impressive races since Austria. P8 at the Red Bull Ring. Pretty nice. A messy British Grand Prix. About a third of the grid didn't finish. I'm not going to strike him down for that. I don't think you get a hard press because most of the grid could not finish in those conditions. I mean, not most, but a good chunk of it. Excuse me. P9 in Spa. Another couple points. Solid. And then a career best P6 right before the summer break at the Hungaroring. The reigning F2 champion, he's showing the signs of why he belongs here. The conversations about what should it be him? Should it be a guy like a Felipe Drugovich, right? Should it be, I don't know, Mick Schumacher in the Stake F1 car? McLaren making the correct decision. Let this kid move on. You've got your 2 drivers in Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. You got your future. You're invested. That's cool. But Gabriel Bortoleto deserved this opportunity. He's been fantastic. Winning the F2 championship, coming off of an F3 championship, by the way, so a back-to-back championship winner. I want to see him hanging around the points a little bit more consistently. If I have one gripe, he's coming to his own a little bit late at this point of where we stand. But Gabriel Bortoleto is showing that he belongs, and recency bias has probably moved him up a little bit. But I think that Gabriel Bortoleto overall has shown that he has the chops to be here. The trend is moving upward. It's not staying stagnant. It is moving directly upward. Maybe the developments of the car have been there, but he's working with the team well. He's building a cohesive unit. He's got a great mentor in Nico Hülkenberg. Seems like they have a really good dynamic as well. Plays the team game great. And has been fighting his manager / mentor, Fernando Alonso, as well. So Gabriel Bortoleto is performing really, really well, putting him at number 3. Number 2, Kimi Antonelli of Mercedes. Currently sitting P7 in the Drivers' Championship. The car he's in is a bit of a double-edged sword this year, as we talked about earlier. Overall, Antonelli has already exceeded my expectations. He exceeded my expectations. Getting a podium in Canada, a sprint pole in Miami was incredible, and he's shown the ability to hang around with confidence, with pure pace, with fantastic racecraft. He's learning the ropes at just 18, mind you. I think a lot of people forget that. Kid's just 18 years old, driving with some of the greatest drivers, not just in the world, but some of the best in history, and he's performing fantastically. Antonelli has had a rough go since F1 hit Europe, due mostly to botches, in my opinion, though, by Mercedes, by the team having the engine blow up underneath him, by the setup being poor, upgrades not working out, strategy calls being abhorrent, incidents that happened not of his own fault. Had a couple of moments himself, giving him those rookie moments, but mostly things out of his control. But he's checked off more points right before hitting the summer break, getting a P10. And lately things have been choppy. Setting recency aside, the start to this year, Kimi Antonelli was fan-freaking-tastic. He's shown that he belongs. And even just in his rookie season, yeah, everybody's going to have moments. Everybody has moments. Every single one of these drivers I have listed and I'm about to list have had moments in their rookie seasons. Things that go your way, things that don't go your way. But I'm really excited to see what Antonelli is going to do with this final chunk of the Formula One season. I think he's currently number 2 just because, he got hampered pretty hard over the course of the last 7 or 8 Grand Prix weekends. Found the podium in there, though, and that's worth something. Number 1, it's got to be Isack Hadjar. The Racing Bulls V-Carb driver, Hadjar has not only exceeded general expectations, he might be exceeding them so much he's going to be teaming up with Max Verstappen to start 2026 and graduate up to Lauren Meckies with the senior team. It's going to be a whole new look at Red Bull next year, not just because of the regulations. The driver pairing is going to look different. Team principle is going to look different. And he's weathered all of this storm of everything that's been happening at Red Bull, and he's still continued to succeed. 22 Drivers' Championship points, has been leading all drivers not named Max Verstappen, if I'm not mistaken. beyond his DNS in Australia, his DNF in the British Grand Prix, he's pretty much been in or around the points almost the entire way. Now, I know 22 points isn't necessarily a stalwart, machination. It's nothing incredible. But considering what he's driving, where he's coming from, the expectations were not insanely high. He's overperforming. He's been really, really, really good. He's not bending it. He's not necessarily hitting people. He's not making a ton of mental errors. He's doing very well in qualifying. He's proving any doubts about his abilities incredibly wrong. I'm excited to see how the second half of the season goes. What more could he do? I think he just needs to keep up the good work. His best performance is a P6 as well. He's been thriving in all the Red Bull chaos. And I think if he needs a goal, get P5. I think a podium is pretty unreasonable, but we've seen guys like, Nico Hülkenberg do really, really well coming from the midfield down. We've seen Alex Albon hit pretty high. We've seen other drivers netting P5s. Hell, Fernando Alonso, the setup's right, the setup's there. I think that he could hit a P5, have a really, really, really strong weekend. But so far, I think Isack Hadjar is a bit ahead of Kimi Antonelli on the rookie tier list. So